Folks, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, and courtesy of Sol Invictus, I've got a match for you here, and yes, this is Sparta. Actually, I guess this is Carthage. Obviously, I think you all know who I'm favoring in this fight, so I'm pulling for Carthage. Sol is playing as Sparta here. Hey, and by the way, if you all have been enjoying all this Rome 2 content, this is absolutely here because of the help that Sol Invictus decided to give me in sending replays and trying to kind of rekindle that spark here in the channel. So make sure you go down in the comments and tell him thanks if you've been enjoying this, because it is definitely because of him. And if you want to see more, he's got his channel. I've got it linked there in the description, so feel free to go click the link. Get yourself even more Rome 2 battles, right? You're not going to regret it. We all know that he can make some good stuff. So we got some Helot Slingers up front here for Sparta. Interesting pick there. Gorgo Slingers, of course, are the kind of interesting choice, but we're not going to see those here. Helot Slingers are just a cheap slinger. And then as far as infantry, we got some Spartan youths here. Now, they were told to either come home with their shield or upon it, and as Spartan youths and their crappy stats, they will probably be coming home upon it. That is pretty much their role in battle, but then again, they're Spartans, and so they don't really care. We got some Perioikoi spears out here on the flanks. I believe these are javelin wielding, I'm pretty sure they're a javelin spear unit, kind of like a, what's the word I'm thinking of here? I'm going to think of it here in a minute. It's the Greek unit that hucks all the spears. Thurio spear, yeah, that's it, that's what I was looking for. I think they're like a Thurio spear. Could be wrong though, so we'll keep an eye on these guys. Medium spear infantry. We've got some citizen cavalry. Its nickname is just to replace the C with an SH, so yeah, let you use your imagination there, so we don't get YouTube after me. Not to mention cursing's not my typical, but it was a hilarious name given then by our awesome Maximus Decimus Meridius back in the name, along with Pastati. As far as the main line, we got Spartan Hoplites. Spartan Hoplites have a really depressingly low weapon damage stat, though their armor's pretty good. I mean, Spartan Hoplites you would have thought would have gotten a little bit more special treatment than this by CA. They're not terrible units, but they're certainly not amazing. We do have some Royal Spartans here. Now, these guys are amazing. So these are some of the best hoplites in the game, some of the most expensive as well. They come with big attack and the biggest damage that you can get with the spear. And then we've got the Heroes of Sparta here too. Slightly smaller unit, but they also have even higher attack. They do take one little knock there to their spear damage. So let's go ahead and pause this, because I do want you all to catch it. And I want to finish getting through the armies. There's a couple of Spartan youths back in the back, and then we've got a Heroes of Sparta for the general. So that's going to be, I believe, three, I think, elite hoplites. Let's double check that. I could be wrong. Royal Spartan, Spartan. So 2 Royals, a Hero. Yeah, okay, so 4 elite hoplites on the field for Sparta. Then we've got some mercenary Balearic Slingers here for Carthage. This is going to give them some pretty fierce skirmishing capability. Some late Libyan hoplites on the flank. I love late Libyans. They got solid armor. For the cost, they're a pretty effective unit in the right scenarios. They don't have javelins, but they're pretty great at everything else. Mercenary Iberian swordsmen do come with a lot of javelins. I believe 5 for a sword unit. That's a lot. They get crushed by cavalry, but they can also kill cavalry when they get the right throws into it. We got a general's bodyguard. As far as infantry goes, I see some Libyans, mercenary Samnite, and a noble fighter in the back. A couple of Scutari, another Libyan over there. It looks like some more Iberian swords. So mostly pretty light infantry. Carthage is going to be reliant on, I mean, this noble fighter is going to be pretty good. But if Carthage wants to win this, they're really going to need to make very solid work of their Balearic Slingers. They do have a significant advantage in skirmishing here. So let's see how that plays out. So the battle's going to get underway. And yeah, because Sparta and Carthage, neither one are very impressive factions in multiplayer. They're probably picks that people bring just more for fun. I would say Carthage is probably a little more well-rounded overall. As a faction, probably a little stronger. I could be wrong. People can tell me what they think, but I know Sparta was pretty low on the list of like strength tier for multiplayer. There were some citizen cavalry that came in. They get charged by mercenary Scutari, so that is not going to go well for him. Let's see if these guys start pitching spears, then we'll know whether or not I was correct about the Perioikoi. Here comes some Spartan hoplites into this fight. Definitely not a fight that Carthage is going to do well in right there. Yep, I saw spears coming from there. Yes. All right, so the Perioikoi are like the Thurios. That's what I was thinking. The Spartan youths look at them, they're like, no, we're not having that. Spartan youths are apparently not as brave as the adults here. Here comes some youths and Spartan hoplites, so they're all going to turn around. Libyans kind of overextended here for Carthage, but honestly, it's okay. Like, if they use this to buy time, their Balearics are going to start mowing down Sparta, and you can see their Helot slingers are already falling apart under the withering fire of the Balearic slingers, and Sparta is in pretty decent shape out here. The combination of heavy hoplites against the lighter versions, it's not going to go well, like I said, at least at the moment out here for Carthage. I mean, the Scutari cavalry is probably better than the citizen cavalry, but there's a lot of support around, so these Perilochoi spears are getting after it. However, these Iberian swordsmen are getting after it too. They're really chucking a lot of javelins there, making Sparta pay a price. Looks like Sparta's going to pull away from Carthage's right flank. They're going to pull back to their own right flank and reposition here because they have kind of lost the skirmishing. They can't turn around and stop fighting here because the Libyans came and engaged them. Look at that, just the Balearic slingers finishing them off. I would expect that we're probably going to see the Balearic slingers potentially start to focus down some of the elite infantry, but we'll see. So it looks like the noble fighters came into this engagement over here, so this is now very much not a great spot for Sparta to be fighting, unless this hero of Sparta got a really nice charge, uncharged, into the noble fighters. Still not a great place for them to be, so this is going to be a tough spot for the heroes of Sparta. They may be heroes, and again, I kind of feel like CA kind of gave these guys the short end of the stick. I feel like Sparta's elite hoplites just didn't quite get the love that they should have. So again, if we ever get another historical title like this, I'd love to see Sparta's units just get some appreciation for what they were, right? You know, just go ahead and make them, you know, really good. Really good. That's what we want to see. At least in my opinion. Just and people might be like, well, that's not historically. I don't know if it's exactly historically accurate. It's just, man, we all know Sparta. They were the ones who trained since they were kids to fight. Impressive stories, impressive feats, and they backed it up in battle a few times. It'd be cool to see it. I think it's okay. Anyway, the noble fighters here, they are in deep against some heroes of Sparta. They've taken out 20 of them, and there's a Spartan hoplite and a citizen cavalry, but there is a Samnite warrior coming to reinforce as well. This fight over here I don't think is going to age well for Sparta, but we'll see. And see how long those late Libyans kept that going. And again, we're going to see the Balearic slingers continue to play a role here. They are pitching a lot of fire in, as are the Scutari infantry, but they're probably killing a lot of their own units here. That Royal Spartan hasn't taken a lot of damage, but the Libyan infantry here is definitely going to be feeling that one. Here comes a charge from some mercenary Scutari cavalry and Libyan infantry. That is a really good angle right here for the Balearic slingers. They are murdering that hero of Sparta. It looks like the noble fighter is now just up against a Spartan hoplite. Yeah, that's not good. That hero of Sparta has taken some pretty serious damage. Carthage needs to be careful with his cavalry. Steer away from those Perilochoi spears. They don't want to lose their mobility. That could be handy late in the game. There's still another mercenary Scutari cav. There's still a mercenary Scutari back here in reserve. Sparta's got a ton of heavy infantry, though, and Carthage has a lot of them to kill if they want to win this battle. Spartan youths not doing well against the mercenary Scutari. Look here, though, the Royal Spartans. Very tough unit. They got 54 kills, but you know, they're still taking some beating from those Libyans. Nice javelin tosses here to those Spartan hoplites. That fight ought to get mopped up pretty well. The Royal Spartans are holding off a late Libyan over here. Ooh, that Scutari cavalry is going to have to watch out. Let's try and see what the Balearics are focused on here for a minute. Here comes the Carthaginian general's bodyguard. The citizen cavalry, combined with the Perilochoi spears, is trying to finish off the mercenary Scutari cavalry. This hero of Sparta is going to take a bit of a rear charge. It's honestly kind of risky with the general. You're not going to do a lot of damage to those heroes of Sparta unless you get a really heavy shock cavalry charging in there. Got a little bit done. But again, that's a risky gambit there. We got some more Royal Spartans headed this way. The mercenary noble fighter is going to give them a charge. It's pretty effective.
Yes, come on.
Let's watch for the Balearic slingers, kind of see what they're doing. Probably a lot of friendly fire here. Those mercenary Iberians. Let's see, back here the Balearic slingers got caught up by a citizen cavalry. It's being protected, so it won't finish those slingers. So they'll still be alive. That's not good news for Sparta. I think that was Sparta's kind of last-ditch attempt to take down those slingers. And with those slingers alive, Sparta could be in some real trouble here, because these mercenary nobles, They are putting a lot of Spartans back onto their shield to be toted home to their wife. So yeah, it's not great for Sparta there. Definitely one of their weaknesses, taking on some of these high attack, you know, really elite barbarian type swords. Here comes a Scutari Cav looking to split through the middle. There's a Spartan hoplite trying to stop him, and it is going to get there. They got hung up on the edge of this Perioikoi spear. This hero of Sparta unit over here defeated its enemy. The Balearic slingers are just firing at will now, and it looks like right now they're still picking at a Spartan hoplite. Let's see what these guys are slinging at this unit here. A Royal Spartan, that's a good unit to be going after. So the value is going to start racking up quick for the Balearic slingers. Let's take a look at the balance. It is very much against Sparta here, so Sol is fighting from behind the 8-ball here. If he wants to win, he's going to have to find a way to turn this around. He's still got a lot of heavy infantry, but I don't know how he's going to turn it around with those slingers back there doing slinger things. They are causing a lot of damage. They are killing a lot of Spartans. They have good armor piercing, and they definitely take a chunk of HP away. You don't see it in this game because of the way there isn't a health bar, but they are surely and ever chipping away at the health. There goes another Spartan route there. This Royal Spartan is now totally outnumbered. There's 2 Royal Spartans here. Very tough units. Those mercenary Samnites are fresh, eager, waiting. This mercenary noble fighter has chopped through 283 Spartans. Look at that one's surrounded. And it looks like the late Libyans are going to be brought in to wear it down first and let the Samnites wait towards the end of the game, and that's honestly not a bad call. Nice toss there with the Perioikoi spears to try and wear down that noble fighter. Looks like these slingers are out of ammunition, which means that the others are probably close. Look at this. Yikes. The Spartans can't catch those slingers, and the slingers just murder them. Oh boy. Don't you know that the leader of this Spartan army is getting kicked straight into the bottomless pit? I mean, the people are not going to be happy about that. So there goes the Spartan commander, and that is going to shatter the rest of Sol's Spartan forces. So, Sol Invictus toppled by my beloved Carthage. You all had seemed to be begging for him to have a defeat in here, because you thought it was too predictable when he'd said to replay, you always win. So there you go. Did you see that one coming, huh? He was Sparta, and you probably thought he was trying to bring you some exciting, this is Sparta victory. But instead, like I said, his troops are going to be forced back into town and kicked down the bottomless pit forever in shame. They'll lie down there with the body of that Persian guy from the movie 300, and they can chat about things, what they might have done differently in a different scenario in any case. Appreciate Sol sending this one in, and Nico, good job with the Carthage army there. Those Balearic slingers did not get taken out, and they made a huge difference, along with the mercenary noble fighter there. Some really spectacular work on its part. That mercenary Samnite didn't even hardly have to get involved, and these Scutari were also doing well. So nice job here. Fairly limited mobility Carthage army. Honestly, it was a lot of infantry to kind of grind back against Sparta's ton of infantry. In this case, it went well for Carthage. They got some good engagements. The noble fighter did extremely well. Sparta's elite hoplites just weren't able to really pay off in any significant manner. And like I said, it's not really Sol's fault as much as it is CA. Like, elite hoplites in this game are just utterly underwhelming. They're cool, like the really, really high tier ones. You can do fun things with them in campaign when you level them up enough and stuff like that. But in multiplayer, they just don't cut it. Like, they're not there. And I feel like that it's something that CA kind of left on the table. Hoplites in general in this game are a little disappointing to me. There's times where they're okay, and you kind of see them fit that mold, but it's rare. So I feel like that they still needed some tweaks and tuning, but a fun battle nonetheless. Appreciate Sol sending this one in. I will see you all soon with some more action in Total War Rome 2.